There is a weight in the air tonight that you have felt but could not name. A quiet tension that has settled into your bones over these past weeks, these past months, perhaps even years. You have tried to explain it away. You have told yourself it is exhaustion or stress or the natural heaviness of a world that never seems to slow down. But tonight, you need to hear the truth. You are not imagining this weight. It is real. And it is here because I have drawn near to you in a way you have not experienced before. You did not stumble upon this message. You did not click on this video by chance, or because an algorithm decided you might find it interesting. No, the algorithm is not in control tonight. Your thumb scrolling at just the right moment was not a coincidence. I reached through the noise, through the chaos of your day, through the distractions that have kept you busy and exhausted, and I pulled you here, to this very moment, to these words, because I have something to say to you that cannot wait any longer. Not a warning to frighten you, not a warning meant to make you anxious or afraid of what is coming. I do not speak to you from a place of anger, though you have expected anger from me for a long time. You have carried a quiet fear that one day I would look at your life, at the choices you have made and the paths you have walked, and I would turn away from you. You have believed somewhere deep in the hidden places of your heart that your silence toward me would be met with my silence toward you, that your distance would eventually become permanent. But here I am, speaking, breaking through. I am sending you a warning because I love you, because I see you, because I know what is ahead, and I know what you cannot yet see. You have been walking toward something. For months, for years, you have been moving in a direction, step by step, and you have convinced yourself that you know where you are going. You have made plans. You have built walls. You have protected yourself. You have carefully constructed a life that makes sense to you, even if it does not make you happy, even if it does not make you whole. You have settled for survival when I created you for abundance. And tonight, I am asking you to stop. Just stop. Pause for a moment and feel the weight of what I am saying. This is not a gentle suggestion. This is not a piece of advice you can take or leave, depending on how your week goes. This is a warning. The kind of warning a parent gives a child who is running toward a cliff they cannot see. The child thinks they are running toward freedom. They think the open space ahead means adventure, means escape, means finally getting what they have always wanted. They do not see the drop. They do not see that one more step, just one more, and everything changes. You are that child tonight. You have been running from pain, running from memories, running from the sound of my voice, because you thought if you ran fast enough, you would outrun the guilt. You would outrun the shame. You would leave behind a version of yourself that you cannot bear to look at in the mirror. But running has not worked. You are more tired now than when you started. You are more lost. And the ground beneath you is shifting in ways you cannot feel because you are moving too fast to notice. This is why I am speaking tonight. This is why the weight has settled over you, why you cannot shake the feeling that something is about to change, why you have felt restless and unsettled and unable to find peace no matter how hard you try. I am slowing you down. I am placing my hand on your shoulder, gently but firmly, and I am saying, wait, look, listen. You have missed so many signs, not because I hid them from you, not because I wanted you to stumble in the dark. You missed them because you were not looking. You were so focused on the destination, on the next thing, on the problem in front of you that demanded your attention, that you could not see what I was doing in the margins. You could not see the people I placed in your path. You could not hear the quiet whispers that came in the middle of the night, the thoughts that were not your own, the sudden memories that surfaced for no reason. You dismissed them. You explained them away. You told yourself they meant nothing, but they meant everything. And tonight, I am removing the veil. I am lifting the fog. I am pulling back the curtain just enough for you to see what has been there all along. You are not going crazy. You are not imagining things. The reason you feel like something is coming is because something is coming. The reason you cannot find peace in the distractions anymore is because I have removed the comfort those distractions once gave you. I have made the things of this world taste like ash in your mouth so that you would finally look up, so that you would finally turn around, so that you would finally ask the question you have been avoiding for so long. God, what are you trying to say to me? And now you are asking. Now you are here. Now you are listening. The path you are on right now, the direction you have been walking, the choices you have been making, the relationships you have been holding on to, the habits you have been feeding, the bitterness you have been nursing, the fear you have been obeying, it will not lead where you think it will lead. You have convinced yourself that you can manage it. You have told yourself that you are in control, that you can handle the consequences, that you will turn back when you are ready, but you will not. The current is stronger than you know. The pull is deeper than you feel. And if you continue, if you take just a few more steps, you will reach a place where turning back is no longer simple, where the damage is done, where the words have been spoken and cannot be unspoken, where the choice has been made and cannot be unmade. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you this because I love you too much to let you walk blind any longer. I am telling you this because I have plans for you that you cannot yet imagine. And those plans require you to be in a different place than you are right now. Not a different physical place, a different internal place. A place of honesty, a place of surrender, a place where you finally stop running and let me hold the wounds you have been hiding from everyone, including yourself. You have been carrying so much alone. I know, I see, I have always seen. And tonight, I am asking you to put it down, just for a moment. Just long enough to hear what I need to say. You do not have to fix everything tonight. You do not have to have all the answers tonight. You do not have to undo years of choices in a single moment. All I am asking is that you stop, that you listen, that you let this warning land in the deepest part of you and do its work. Because what I am about to tell you in the moments ahead What I have been preparing you for without your knowledge, what I am finally ready to reveal, it will change everything. Not by force, not by fear, but by truth. The kind of truth that cuts through every lie you have believed about yourself, about me, about your life. The kind of truth that hurts before it heals, that breaks before it builds, that ends before it begins. You are standing at a doorway tonight. You did not build this doorway. You did not choose this moment. But here you are, and the handle is in your hand, and the door is just beginning to open. Do not turn away. Do not scroll past. Do not let another night pass pretending you didn't hear. I have found you. I have brought you here, and I am not finished speaking. Pause. Let the silence sit for a moment. You have spent so much of your life trying to be strong, trying to hold everything together when everything around you felt like it was collapsing. You learned early that showing weakness was dangerous, that admitting fear made you vulnerable, that letting people see the real you meant giving them power over you. So you built walls, high walls, thick walls, walls that kept people out, but also kept you trapped inside. And over time, those walls became so familiar, so much a part of who you are, that you forgot they were even there. You forgot there was a version of you that existed before the walls. You forgot what it felt like to breathe without them pressing against your chest. I remember the child you were before the world taught you to hide. I remember the laughter that came easily, the tears that flowed without shame, the way you trusted without needing proof. I remember because I was there. I was in the moments you have buried so deep you cannot access them anymore. I was in the joy and I was in the wound. And I have been waiting all this time for you to let me back into those places. Not because I need access, but because you need healing. You need someone to sit with you in the rubble of everything you have built and say, it is okay to let this fall. It is okay to stop holding it up. You were never meant to carry this alone. The silence you have experienced from me, the silence you have interpreted as absence or rejection or indifference, was never what you thought it was. You have been crying out, sometimes with words, sometimes only with the ache in your chest, asking why I was not answering, why I was not moving, why I was not fixing the things that were broken in your life. And I heard every cry. I collected every tear. I felt every moment of desperation as if it were my own. But I could not answer yet. I could not move yet, because you were not ready to hear what I needed to say. Think about that for a moment. I was silent, not because I was ignoring you, but because I was protecting you. I was silent because the truth I needed to speak, the truth I am speaking tonight, would have been wasted on you before now. You would have twisted it. You would have used it to feed your fear, or justify your bitterness, or reinforce the walls you were hiding behind. You would have taken my words and made them into weapons. And I love you too much to give you weapons you are not ready to wield. So I waited. I watched you struggle. I watched you make choices I knew would hurt you. I watched you walk paths I knew would lead to dead ends. And it broke my heart. But I did not stop you. because some lessons cannot be taught. They can only be lived. Some truths cannot be heard until the pain of not knowing becomes greater than the fear of knowing. And you have finally reached that place. You have finally exhausted your own strength. You have finally run out of answers. You have finally hit the wall hard enough to realize that you cannot climb it, cannot go around it, cannot wish it away. That wall you are facing right now, the thing that has brought you to your knees, the situation that has no solution, the relationship that will not heal, the habit you cannot break, the fear you cannot outrun. That wall is not your enemy. It is your rescue. It is the boundary I placed in your path to stop you from going any further in your own strength. It is the dead end that forces you to finally turn around and see me standing right behind you, waiting, arms open, saying, I am here. I have always been here, and I am not leaving. You have been looking for answers in all the wrong places. You have been searching for relief, for escape, for some kind of sign that things will get better. You have been checking doors, opening windows, climbing fences, trying to find a way out of the mess you are in. But what if the way out is not the point? What if the mess itself is the point? What if everything you have been trying to escape from is exactly what I am using to draw you close to me? I know that sounds upside down. I know it sounds backward. You want me to remove the problem, and I want to use the problem to remove everything in you that is not like me. You want me to change your circumstances, and I want to use your circumstances to change you. You want relief, and I want transformation. Not because I am cruel, but because relief is temporary and transformation is eternal. Relief leaves you the same person with the same weaknesses, vulnerable to the same pain when the next storm comes. Transformation makes you someone who can stand in the storm and not be moved. This is why the warning tonight is so urgent. This is why I have pulled you away from your distractions, away from your busyness, away from the noise that has kept you from hearing my voice. Because time is shorter than you think, not in some apocalyptic end-of-the-world way, not in a way meant to make you panic or run around trying to get your life in order, but in a deeply personal way. The season you are in is ending. The chapter is closing. The things you have been holding on to, the things you have been hoping would change, the things you have been pretending are fine when they are not, they are about to be shaken. And when I shake, everything that is not anchored in me will fall. I am not saying this to threaten you. I am saying this to prepare you. I am saying this so that when the shaking comes, you will not be destroyed by it. You will not be surprised by it. You will recognize it for what it is. Not punishment, but purification. Not abandonment, but alignment. I am removing everything that has been competing for your heart. Everything that has been taking up space that belongs to me. Everything that has been whispering lies louder than my truth. Some of it will hurt to lose. I know that. You have attached so much of your identity to things that were never meant to define you. You have wrapped your sense of worth around relationships, achievements, possessions, approval from people who do not even know who you really are. And when those things shift, when they crumble or walk away or lose their power over you, you will feel like you are losing yourself. But you are not losing yourself. You are finally finding yourself. You are finally shedding the layers of costume and performance and pretense that have kept the real you buried for so long. Do you even know who that is anymore? Have you let yourself wonder? Have you let yourself dream about the person you would be if you were not constantly trying to be what everyone else expects? I know that person. I created that person. And that person is beautiful. That person is strong in ways you cannot imagine, because that person's strength comes from me, not from effort. That person is free. That person is whole. That person is exactly who I have been trying to get you to become all along. But you cannot become that person while clinging to the old one. You cannot become free while holding on to the chains. You cannot become whole while refusing to let me touch the broken places. You cannot move forward while dragging the weight of everything you were never meant to carry. This is the moment of release. Not next week, not next month, not when conditions are perfect. Tonight, now, in this space where I have brought you, where the distractions have faded and the noise has quieted, and you are finally still enough to hear. I am asking you to let go. I am asking you to trust me with the things you have been white-knuckling for years. I am asking you to open your hands, even if they tremble, even if it feels like death, even if you cannot see what will be there to catch you when you do. I will catch you. I have always caught you, even when you did not feel it. Even when you thought you were falling alone, every time you hit bottom, I was there before you arrived. Every time you thought you could not survive, I was already sustaining you. Every time you cried out in the darkness, I was closer than your next breath, and I am closer still tonight. Closer than the screen you are looking at. Closer than the thoughts in your own mind. Closer than the fear in your chest. I am here, in this moment, with you, and I am not leaving until you know, deep in the place where nothing can fake it anymore, that you are loved, that you have always been loved, that nothing you have done and nothing that has been done to you can change that. The warning I am giving you is wrapped in that love. It is severe because the stakes are high. It is urgent because you have been drifting. It is heavy because you have been carrying too much alone for too long. But underneath the weight, underneath the warning, underneath the confrontation, there is only one thing I want you to hear tonight. Come home. Come back to the only place you were ever safe. Come back to the arms that have been open since before you took your first breath. Come back to the heart that never stopped beating for you, even when you forgot it was there. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am not asking you to have it all figured out. I am not asking you to undo years of damage in a single night. I am only asking you to turn, to face me, to let me see you, really see you, and to stop hiding. Will you do that? Will you stop running long enough to let me hold you? The shaking is coming. But so is the peace that comes after. So is the freedom you have been searching for your whole life. So is the version of you that I have been dreaming of since before the world began. Let go of what is ending, so you can receive what is beginning. Let go of the fake strength, so you can discover the real strength I have placed inside you. Let go of the fear that has been driving you, and let my love catch you instead. I am here. I am not leaving, and what I am about to do in your life will leave you speechless in the best way. But first, you have to trust me. There are things hidden in your life that you have never spoken aloud. Not to another person. Not even to yourself in the quiet moments when honesty threatens to surface. You have buried them deep, stacked stones over them, built entire structures on top of them, so that you could walk through your days without remembering they exist. But they do exist. They are real, and they have been shaping you more than you know. I am not speaking only of the things you have done. I am speaking also of the things done to you. The wounds you received before you had words to name them. The betrayals that taught you trust was dangerous. The moments when love was conditional, when safety was an illusion, when the people who should have protected you were the ones who hurt you most. You carry those moments in your body, in the tension in your shoulders, in the knot in your stomach, in the way you brace yourself for disaster, even when nothing is wrong, in the way you push people away before they can leave you first. You have learned to survive. I will give you that. You are a survivor. You have adapted, compensated, found ways to keep going when giving up would have been easier. But surviving is not the same as living, and adapting to brokenness is not the same as being whole. You have built a life around your wounds, arranged everything around the empty spaces, constructed an entire identity based on what you lack rather than what you have been given. And tonight, I am asking you to look at those wounds with me, not to shame you, not to reopen them and leave them bleeding, but to finally let me heal them the way only I can. You have read the books, followed the formulas, said the right words, done the right things. You have white-knuckled your way through recovery, through forgiveness, through trying to be better, and some of it has helped. Some of it has moved you forward. But the deepest places, the oldest wounds, the things that surface in your dreams and in your moments of weakness, those remain untouched, because those wounds require more than effort. They require encounter. They require me. I know you are afraid of what you will find if you go deep enough. You are afraid that the pain will overwhelm you. You are afraid that if you let yourself feel it, you will never stop feeling it. You are afraid that the anger you have suppressed for so long will consume you if it ever gets out. You are afraid that the grief you have been carrying will drown you if you finally let it surface. So you keep it all locked away. You keep yourself busy. You keep yourself numb. You keep yourself distracted. And you tell yourself that this is just how life is, that everyone carries hidden pain, that you are managing as well as anyone could. But I did not create you to manage. I created you to thrive. I created you to be free. I created you to love and be loved without the constant fear of loss, without the constant need to protect yourself, without the constant exhaustion of pretending to be okay when you are falling apart inside. The warning I am giving you tonight is about what happens if you continue to ignore these hidden places, because they will not stay hidden forever. Nothing buried stays buried. The pressure builds, the ground shifts, and eventually, what you have tried to suppress will demand to be seen. It will surface in ways you cannot control, in moments you cannot predict, in relationships you cannot afford to lose. It will come out as anger at the wrong person, as withdrawal when you most need connection, as self-sabotage when you are finally close to something good, as illness in your body when your soul has carried weight too long. I am warning you because I want to spare you that explosion. I want to walk you into the hidden places while there is still time, while you still have the capacity to choose, while the uncovering can happen in the safety of my presence, rather than in the chaos of a breakdown you cannot stop. I know you are scared. I know your instinct right now is to shut down, to change the subject internally, to find something else to think about. That is what you have always done. That is your survival mechanism. But you are safe here. You are safe with me. I am not going to expose you to the world. I am not going to use your wounds against you. I am not going to shame you for what you have hidden. I am going to sit with you in the darkness you have been afraid to enter alone, and I am going to be the light that makes it possible to see without being destroyed by what you find. There is a specific wound I want to show you tonight. A moment in time that has become a prison without your realizing it. A lie you believed about yourself that has colored everything since. You may not even remember the moment clearly. You may have only fragments, sensations, echoes. But I remember. I was there, and I have been waiting for you to let me reinterpret that moment, to show you what was really happening, to separate the truth from the lies you have carried since. You were not rejected the way you think you were. You were not abandoned the way you have believed. You were not unlovable then, and you are not unlovable now. Something happened to you, yes. Something that should not have happened. Something that broke your heart and shaped your future. But the meaning you attached to that event, the verdict you pronounced on yourself in the aftermath, the identity you built around being unwanted, unworthy, unseen, that was never me. That was the enemy of your soul, twisting something painful into something damning. That was the father of lies, using a moment of brokenness to define your entire existence. And tonight, that lie is going to be exposed for what it is. Not with force, not with violence, but with truth. The kind of truth that feels like light flooding a room that has been dark for so long, you forgot what light looks like. It will hurt your eyes at first. It will feel uncomfortable. You may want to retreat back into the darkness because the darkness is familiar, and familiarity feels safe even when it is killing you. But stay. Stay in the light. Stay with me. Let the truth do its work. You are not what happened to you. You are not what you have done. You are not the sum of your failures, your shame, your secret moments, your hidden thoughts. You are my child. You are the one I have been pursuing since before you took your first breath. You are the one I have been protecting, even when you did not feel protected. You are the one I have been preparing, even when you felt forgotten. You are the one I am speaking to tonight, in this very moment, because you matter to me more than you can possibly understand. The hidden things are coming to light, not to destroy you, but to set you free. Not to expose you, but to restore you. Not to shame you, but to show you that even the darkest parts of your story are not beyond my redemption. There is a reason you have been drawn to this message. There is a reason you have made it this far. There is a reason you are still listening when everything in you wants to escape. I have anchored you here. I have held your attention. I have surrounded you with a stillness that feels almost unnatural, because it is unnatural. It is supernatural. It is my presence holding you in place, long enough for the truth to penetrate. And now I am asking you to do something you have never done before. I am asking you to speak the hidden thing to me, not out loud necessarily, though that has power, not in a way that anyone else can hear, but in your heart, in the quiet space between us. I am asking you to finally acknowledge what you have been hiding, to stop pretending it does not exist, to stop telling yourself it does not matter, to stop carrying it alone. Bring it into the light, just for a moment, just long enough for me to show you that the light does not destroy you, that the light heals you, that the light transforms the thing you have been most ashamed of into the very place where my grace becomes most real to you. I know you are hesitating. I know every fiber of your being is screaming at you to stop, to close this message, to go back to the distractions and the numbness and the familiar pain you have learned to live with. But I am asking you to override that instinct. Just this once, just for tonight, trust me more than you trust your fear. What if the thing you have been hiding is exactly the thing I want to use? What if the wound you have been protecting is exactly the place where I want to pour my healing? What if the secret you have been keeping is exactly the key that unlocks the prison you have been living in? You will never know until you bring it to me. You will never know until you stop running. You will never know until you let me see the real you. Not the polished version, not the performing version, not the version that has everything under control, but the real you, the tired you, the broken you, the you that cries in the dark and pretends you do not, the you that longs to be known but is terrified of what being known would cost. I already know that you. I have always known that you, and I love that you. I love you, not in spite of the hidden things, not with conditions attached. I love you completely, fully, eternally, and nothing you have hidden can change that. So bring it to me, right now, in the silence of your heart. Let it go, let me have it, and watch what I do with it. You have been waiting for a sign. Admit it to yourself right now. In the quiet of this moment, acknowledge the truth that you have been looking for something, anything that would confirm you are on the right path, that the choices you have made are not mistakes, that there is still hope for the things you have been praying about. You have scanned your circumstances for clues. You have analyzed every open door and every closed window. You have asked for a sign so many times that you have lost count, and the silence in response has felt like rejection. But what if I told you that the silence was the sign? What if I told you that every delay, every unanswered question, every moment when it felt like I was not listening, was actually me working in ways you cannot see, preparing things you cannot imagine, positioning people and circumstances and opportunities that will only make sense when the timing is right? You have been so focused on the answer you want that you have missed the answer you need. You have been so fixated on the when that you have ignored the what. You have been so desperate for movement that you have failed to see that the stillness is where I am doing my deepest work in you. Think back over the past months, the past years. Think about the prayers you have prayed that seem unanswered, the doors that remained closed no matter how hard you pushed, the relationships that did not work out the way you hoped, the opportunities that went to someone else, the healing that did not come when you begged for it. You have interpreted all of this as absence, as indifference, as proof that I do not care about the details of your life. But I am asking you tonight to look again, to look deeper, to look with spiritual eyes instead of human ones. What if those closed doors saved you from disasters you cannot see? What if those relationships that ended were actually answers to prayers you were too afraid to pray? What if the healing that did not come the way you wanted is forcing you to find your wholeness in me rather than in the absence of pain? What if the silence was never silence at all, but a different kind of speaking? You have been looking for fire, and I have been speaking in a still small voice. You have been looking for earthquakes, and I have been moving in the quiet places of your heart. You have been looking for dramatic intervention, and I have been patiently, persistently, lovingly transforming you from the inside out in ways that are invisible to your natural eyes, but absolutely real in the spiritual realm. There is a reason you cannot see what I am doing. There is a reason the path ahead looks dark and uncertain. There is a reason the answers have not come in the form you expected. And that reason is not punishment, and it is not neglect, and it is not that I have forgotten you. The reason is that you are not ready yet for what is coming. The reason is that if I showed you everything now, if I revealed the full picture, if I gave you what you are asking for before you are prepared to handle it, you would be destroyed by it. Not because I am cruel, but because you are not strong enough yet. Because the vessel is not ready for the weight of glory I am about to pour into it. Think of a child asking for responsibilities they are not mature enough to handle. The loving parent does not give in to the demand. The loving parent says, wait, says grow, says trust me that there is a reason for the delay. The child cannot see the reason. The child only feels the frustration of not getting what they want. But the parent sees the bigger picture. The parent knows that what feels like denial is actually protection, preparation, love in its truest form. I am that parent to you tonight, and I am asking you to trust me with the timing. Trust me with the unanswered prayers. Trust me with the doors that remain closed. Trust me with the silence that has felt like abandonment, but has actually been the space where I have been building something in you that could not be built any other way. You have heard the phrase divine timing so many times that it has become a cliché. You have said it to others, maybe even believed it for them. But believing it for yourself, truly believing that my timing is perfect even when it makes no sense to you, even when it hurts, even when you cannot see the purpose, that is a different kind of faith entirely. That is the faith I have been cultivating in you through every delay, every disappointment, every moment when you wanted to give up but somehow kept going. You are stronger now than you were when you started this journey, not because the journey has been easy, but because it has been hard. Not because you have gotten everything you wanted, but because you have survived not getting it. Not because the path has been clear, but because you have learned to walk in the dark. And that strength, that resilience, that depth of character that has been forged in the fires of waiting and wondering and weeping, that is worth more than any answer you are asking for. That is eternal. That is something no one can take from you. That is the foundation upon which I am going to build the next season of your life. But there is something else you need to understand tonight. Something urgent. Something that connects directly to the warning I am giving you. The waiting season is ending. The silence has served its purpose. The preparation is complete. The foundation is laid. And what I have been building in the hidden places, what I have been preparing while you thought nothing was happening, is about to become visible. I am not saying this to create excitement or anticipation in the way the world understands those things. I am not promising that your problems will disappear overnight, or that everything you have been hoping for will suddenly manifest. I am saying something deeper, something more significant, something that will require everything you have learned in the waiting to navigate. The shift that is coming is not primarily external. It is internal. It is a shift in your spiritual capacity, in your ability to carry what I am about to entrust to you, in your readiness to walk in the calling I placed on your life before you were born. The waiting was never about withholding. The waiting was about preparing you to receive without being destroyed by what you receive. Think of a vessel being fired in a kiln. The heat is intense. The process is uncomfortable. The vessel does not understand why it must endure such temperatures. It only knows that it is hot, that it is painful, that it wants the process to end. But the potter knows that without the firing, the vessel will crack when it is filled. Without the heat, the vessel cannot hold liquid. Without the kiln, the vessel is just clay, beautiful but useless, shaped but not strengthened. You have been in the kiln. You have felt the heat. You have wondered if you would survive it. And now, tonight, I am telling you that the firing is almost complete. The strength is set. The vessel is ready. And what I am about to pour into you will require every bit of that strength. Not because I am going to burden you, not because I am going to overwhelm you, but because I am going to trust you. Because I am going to entrust you with things that matter, things that have eternal significance, things that will impact not only your life, but the lives of many others. And you cannot carry those things with a weak vessel. You cannot carry them with a vessel that has not been fired. You cannot carry them with a vessel that is still cracked by impatience and bitterness and unbelief. The firing has purified you. The waiting has matured you. The silence has taught you to listen in ways you never could before. And now, in the stillness of this moment, I am asking you to look back over the difficult seasons and see them differently. Not as punishment, not as abandonment, not as proof that I do not care, but as preparation, as love, as the only way you could become who you are meant to be. There is a verse you have heard, perhaps so many times that it has lost its power. But I am breathing fresh life into it for you tonight. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. You have been trained. You are being trained, and the harvest is closer than you think. But here is the warning, and you must hear it clearly. When the shift comes, when the doors begin to open, when the answers finally arrive, when the silence breaks, and I begin to move in ways you can see and feel and touch, do not forget what the waiting taught you. Do not abandon the depth you gained in the dark. Do not return to the shallowness, the impatience, the demanding spirit that characterized you before the kiln. The greatest danger in the season of breakthrough is forgetting the season of breaking. The greatest danger in the season of answers is forgetting the questions that drove you to me. The greatest danger in the season of visibility is forgetting what you learned in the hiddenness. Many people receive what they asked for and lose what they gained in the asking. Many people walk through the open door and leave behind the character that was forged in front of the closed door. Many people celebrate the harvest and forget the tears that watered the seeds. Do not be one of those people. When I begin to move, when your circumstances shift, when the prayers are answered and the dreams are realized and the waiting finally makes sense, stay low, stay grateful, stay close to me. Remember that the same hand that is opening doors now is the hand that held them shut before. The same heart that is giving you answers now is the heart that loved you enough to delay them. The same God who is speaking clearly now is the God who was speaking in the silence all along. The shift is coming. The season is changing. The new thing is beginning. But you must enter it differently than you entered the last season. You must enter it with humility instead of demand, with gratitude instead of expectation, with trust instead of control. You must enter it knowing that I am the source of every good thing, and that without me, the answers will become burdens, and the blessings will become curses, and the open doors will lead to dead ends. Stay with me in the shift. Stay with me in the breakthrough. Stay with me in the new season the way you learned to stay with me in the waiting. Because what I'm about to do is too great to navigate alone, and I do not want you to miss a single moment of it. There is something I need to tell you that you have never been able to hear before. Every time I have tried to bring this to your attention, every time I have attempted to show you this truth, you have turned away. Not because you are stubborn, though you can be. Not because you are rebellious, though you have your moments. You have turned away because what I need to show you requires you to look at yourself differently than you are used to. And that has always felt too dangerous. That has always felt like a risk you could not afford to take. But tonight, something is different. Tonight you are listening. Tonight the walls you have built are not as high as they used to be, and the defenses you have maintained are not as strong. The weight of the warning I have been speaking has done its work. It has softened you. It has opened you. It has created just enough space for the truth I am about to speak to land where it needs to land. So hear me now. The reason you have struggled so much, the reason the enemy has had so much access to your mind, the reason you cannot seem to break free from certain patterns no matter how hard you try, the reason you sabotage yourself right when things start to go well, the reason you push people away when they get too close, the reason you cannot receive love even when it is offered freely, it is not because you are broken beyond repair. It is not because you are too far gone. It is not because I have given up on you. It is because you have believed a lie about who I am. You have believed that I am angry with you. You have believed that I am disappointed in you. You have believed that I am keeping score, that I am waiting for you to fail so I can finally have a reason to turn away, that my love is conditional and fragile and easily withdrawn. You have believed that the way people have treated you is the way I treat you. You have believed that the rejection you have experienced from others is a reflection of my posture toward you. You have believed that your failures have disqualified you from my affection, that your mistakes have placed you beyond the reach of my grace, that your shame has made you unacceptable in my presence. And none of it is true. None of it. I am not who you have believed me to be. I am not the distant judge you imagine, watching from afar, waiting to punish. I am not the disappointed parent you fear, shaking my head at your choices, withdrawing my love until you earn it back. I am not the harsh taskmaster you have projected onto the heavens, demanding perfection, offering no mercy, holding every mistake against you. I am your father. I am your friend. I am your healer. I am your refuge. I am the one who runs toward you when you are still a long way off. I am the one who throws a robe over your rags and rings bells over your return. I am the one who lifts your chin when you cannot lift it yourself and says, with tears in my eyes, you are home. You are loved. You are mine. But you have not let me be that to you. You have kept me at a distance because keeping me at a distance felt safer. You have related to me through fear because fear felt familiar. You have approached me with shame because shame felt like the only honest response to who you are. And in doing all of this, you have missed the truth that would set you free. You have missed the love that would heal you. You have missed the grace that would transform you. Tonight that changes. Tonight I am dismantling the false image of me that has held you captive. I am tearing down the idol you have worshipped without knowing it. The idol of a God who is like the people who hurt you, like the voices that condemned you, like the systems that rejected you. I am not that God. I have never been that God, and I am done letting you believe that I am, not as a religious symbol, not as a piece of jewelry, not as a concept you have heard about since childhood. Look at it as what it really is, evidence, proof, the ultimate demonstration of what I am actually like. Would a distant judge have done that? Would a disappointed parent have done that? Would a harsh taskmaster have done that? Would a God who is keeping score, who is waiting for you to fail, who is looking for reasons to reject you, would that God have willingly, deliberately, joyfully laid down his life for you while you are still running from him? You know the answer. Deep down, in the place where the lies have never fully taken hold, you know the answer. I did not come to condemn the world. I came to save it. I did not come to accuse you. I came to acquit you. I did not come to remind you of your failures. I came to remove them as far as the east is from the west. I did not come to hold your past against you. I came to hold you in my arms and tell you that the past is over, that the old has gone, that the new has come. But you have to receive it. You have to believe it. You have to stop pushing away the very love you are made for. This is the deepest part of the warning I am giving you tonight. Not a warning about circumstances or events or things that are coming in the world. A warning about your heart. A warning about the wall you have built between us. A warning about the lie that has kept you from experiencing the only love that will ever truly satisfy you. If you continue to believe that I am against you, you will continue to live as if I am against you. You will continue to make decisions from fear instead of faith. You will continue to push away the very people I send to love you. You will continue to sabotage the blessings I try to give you. You will continue to run from the very thing you need most. And I do not want that for you. I have never wanted that for you. I want you free. I want you whole. I want you alive in ways you have never been alive. I want you to wake up in the morning with hope instead of dread. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and see someone precious instead of someone worthless. I want you to receive love without suspicion, give love without fear, live love without exhaustion. I want you to know deep in your bones that you are safe with me, that you are loved by me, that you are held by me, and nothing can change that. But you have to let me. You have to stop believing the lies. You have to stop treating me like everyone else who has hurt you. I am not them. I am not like them. I am not capable of treating you the way they did. My love is not fragile. My commitment is not conditional. My presence is not temporary. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. Nothing can separate you from my love. Not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not your past, not your future, not your failures, not your fears, not anything in all creation. That is the truth. That is the reality. That is what I have been trying to get you to see through every blessing, through every trial, through every moment of silence, through every word of this message. And now, in this moment, I am asking you to choose. Choose what you will believe about me. Choose whether you will keep the lie or receive the truth. Choose whether you will stay behind the wall or finally let me in. I know it is terrifying. I know trusting again feels impossible after what you have been through. I know opening your heart feels like the most dangerous thing you could possibly do. But I am not asking you to trust people again. I am asking you to trust me. And I am not like people. I am not capable of hurting you the way they did. I am not capable of leaving you the way they did. I am not capable of loving you halfway, then changing my mind. My love for you is the most certain thing in the universe. more certain than the ground beneath your feet, more certain than the air in your lungs, more certain than the sun rising tomorrow morning. I loved you before time began. I loved you when you were being formed in secret. I loved you through every moment of your life, even the moments you are most ashamed of. I loved you when you were ignoring me, running from me, blaming me, hating me. And I love you now, in this moment, as you read these words, as you feel the weight of what I am saying. Nothing will ever change that. Nothing can ever change that. So let it in. Let the truth in. Let the love in. Let me in. Stop standing at a distance, trying to earn what is already freely given. Stop performing, striving, working, hoping that maybe if you try hard enough, you will finally be acceptable. You are already acceptable. You are already beloved. You are already my child, my treasure, my delight. The only thing missing is your willingness to believe it. Will you? Will you lay down the lie tonight? Will you let me be who I really am? Will you receive the love you have been running from your whole life? The choice is yours. I will not force it. I have never forced it. Love cannot be forced. It can only be offered and received or refused. But I am offering it now, fully, freely, completely. You have made it this far. You have stayed when everything in you wanted to leave. You have listened when the distractions screamed for your attention. You have remained in this space, in this moment, with me, and that is not an accident. That is not coincidence. That is the most significant choice you have made in a long time. And I want you to know that I see it. I see the effort it took to stay. I see the fear you pushed through. I see the hope you barely dared to feel. And I am honoring that tonight by giving you what you have been needing most. Not more words, not more warnings, not more truth to process and carry, but an invitation. An invitation into what comes next, because this message was never meant to be an ending. It was never meant to leave you heavy, burdened, afraid. It was meant to clear the ground, to remove the debris, to expose the lies, to prepare the soil of your heart for something new to grow. And now that the ground is cleared, now that the truth has been spoken, now that you have seen yourself and me more clearly than you have in years, now we move forward together. But forward will look different than you expect. Forward is not a straight line. Forward is not a path you can see from here. Forward is not a series of steps you can plan and control and execute in your own strength. Forward is walking with me, day by day, moment by moment, learning to trust my voice, learning to follow my lead, learning to rest in my presence, even when the way is unclear. You have spent so long trying to figure it out on your own. You have spent so long carrying the weight of your life as if it all depended on you. You have spent so long striving, struggling, stressing, surviving. And tonight, I am inviting you into something different. I am inviting you into rest. Not the rest of escape. Not the rest of numbness. Not the rest of giving up or checking out. But the rest of trust. The rest of knowing that you are held by hands stronger than yours. loved by a heart that will never stop loving you, guided by a wisdom that sees what you cannot see. The rest of finally, fully, completely letting go and letting me be God in your life. You have tried to be God long enough. You have tried to control what cannot be controlled. You have tried to fix what only I can fix. You have tried to carry what you were never meant to carry, and it has exhausted you. It has drained you. It has left you empty and anxious and afraid. But it does not have to be that way anymore. It was never meant to be that way. I designed you for dependence, not independence. I created you for connection, not isolation. I formed you to bear fruit, but only if you remain connected to the vine. And tonight, you are choosing to remain. I can feel the shift in your spirit. I can see the change in your posture. You came here heavy, guarded, skeptical maybe, or desperate, or both. And now something has softened. Something has opened. Something has shifted deep inside you that you cannot fully explain, but you can definitely feel. That is me. That is my spirit touching your spirit. That is the connection being restored. That is the relationship being healed. Do not dismiss it. Do not explain it away. Do not let tomorrow's distractions undo tonight's breakthrough. What has happened here, in this space between us, is real. It is eternal. And it is meant to be the beginning of something new, not just a moment you had and then forgot. So I am asking you to make a choice tonight, a choice that will shape everything that follows. Not a choice about behavior or religion or trying harder to be good. A choice about relationship. A choice about trust. A choice about whether you will walk with me from this moment forward or whether you will return to the old ways, the old patterns, the old distance that has defined so much of your life. I will not make the choice for you. I have never made choices for you. That is the dignity I gave you when I created you in my image. The dignity of choosing, of deciding, of determining the direction of your own heart. But I am asking you tonight, with all the love I have, with all the longing I feel for you, with all the hope I have placed in you since before the world began, choose me. Choose to trust me with your future, even though you cannot see it. Choose to believe that I am good, even when life is not. Choose to follow me, even when the path leads through places you would rather avoid. Choose to receive my love, even though you feel unworthy of it. Choose to let go of what was, so you can embrace what will be. I know it is not easy. I know the old ways feel familiar, and the new way feels frightening. I know your heart has been hurt so many times that opening it again feels like the greatest risk you could take. But I am not asking you to open your heart to more hurt. I am asking you to open your heart to me, and I am not like the others. I am not capable of hurting you and then leaving. I am not capable of loving you and then changing my mind. I am not capable of promising you forever and then walking away when forever gets hard. I am faithful. I am true. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I am yours, if you will have me. I have always been yours. I will always be yours. Nothing can change that. So tonight, in this moment, I am giving you the opportunity to respond. not with religious words you think you are supposed to say, not with a formulaic prayer that means nothing, but with your heart, with your honest, hesitant, hopeful heart. You can speak to me now in whatever way feels right to you. You can tell me that you choose me. You can tell me that you trust me. You can tell me that you are ready to stop running and start resting in my love. Or you can simply sit here in the silence and let this moment be enough. Let the connection we have established be the beginning. Let the tears fall if they need to fall. Let the relief come if it needs to come. Let the peace settle over you like a blanket, warm and heavy and safe. I am not going anywhere. I am not leaving this moment until you are ready to leave it. I am not rushing you, pushing you, forcing you. I am simply here, with you, loving you, holding you, waiting for you to be ready to receive all that I have for you. And I have so much for you. More than you can ask or imagine. More than your wildest dreams. More than your deepest longings. I have a life for you that is abundant, purposeful, joyful, free. I have relationships for you that are healthy, honest, healing. I have work for you that matters, that makes a difference, that uses the very gifts I placed in you. I have peace for you that transcends understanding, joy that is not dependent on circumstances, love that casts out all fear. But you have to walk into it. You have to take the next step. You have to keep choosing me day after day, moment after moment, the way I keep choosing you. And you can do this, not in your own strength, but in mine. Not because you are strong enough, but because I am. Not because you have it all figured out, but because you know the one who does. So, go now, from this place, carrying what you have received tonight. Carry the truth. Carry the love. Carry the warning and the comfort and the invitation. Carry it all into your tomorrow, into your ordinary moments, into the places where life happens and faith is tested and love is proven real. And remember this night. Remember that I found you here. Remember that I spoke to you. Remember that you listened, that you stayed, that you chose to hear what I needed to say. Let this memory be an anchor for you when the storms come, a reminder that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that I am with you always. One more thing before you go. There are others who need to hear what you have heard tonight. There are others who are carrying the same weight, believing the same lies, running the same race of exhaustion and fear. They are not as far along as you. They are still in the darkness, still wondering if anyone sees them, still hoping that maybe, somehow, someone will speak to their hearts the way I have spoken to yours tonight. You can be part of their story. You can share what you have received, not in a pushy, preachy way, not in a way that tries to fix them or convince them, but simply by letting them know that this message exists, that it found you, that it might find them too if they are willing to listen. That is why I am asking you now, before you leave this moment, to share this message, to pass it on, to let others know that there is a word for them, a warning for them, a love for them, waiting to be received. You do not have to say much. You do not have to have all the answers. Just let them know that something real happened here, and that it could happen for them too. Like this video if it meant something to you. Comment what you received tonight, even just a word, a feeling, a sense of what shifted. Subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. And share it with someone who needs to hear it. Someone you love. Someone you are worried about. Someone who is still running and does not even know they are running. You could be the reason they stop. You could be the reason they listen. You could be the reason they finally find what you have found tonight. And now, as you go, receive my blessing. Not a formula, not a ritual, but a real, living blessing from my heart to yours. I bless you with peace that passes understanding. I bless you with love that casts out fear. I bless you with hope that does not disappoint. I bless you with strength for the journey, wisdom for the choices, and grace for the moments when you stumble. I bless you with eyes to see me in the ordinary, ears to hear me in the silence, and a heart to receive me in every moment. You are mine. You have always been mine. You will always be mine. Nothing can change that. Nothing. Go in peace. Go in love. Go in the certainty that you are held, you are seen, you are known, you are loved. And I will be with you always, even to the end of the age.